Welcome again to another advanced Python tutorial. So if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, liking, and leaving your comments below. So without further words, let's get started. On this video, we are going to talk about dictionaries. So a dictionary is a collection of data types that is unordered, mutable, and contains key value pairs. So let us have a closer look on dictionaries and see what we can do with them. First of all, a dictionary is created by using the braces. For example, you may write my dict equals to, let's have a name, and we separate it with a colon. Then we give the name which equals to max. Then let's give it age and equals to 28. Let's give it a city which equal to, let's say it's Boston. Now if we print this, printing it, so we have a dictionary here. Now we can also use the built-in dict function to create a dictionary. For example, let's say my dict 2 equals, so we use the built-in dictionary and we put here, so let's say a name, let's say equals to, let's give this to Hope, and then let's say age equals to 20, let's give her 27. Also let's give the city equals to New York, and let's go ahead, save this, let's print my dict 2. So saving this and printing here. Okay, we are going to have another dictionary which has Hope, age, and the city is New York. Now let's say if you want to access the values inside your dictionary, let's say we want to access the values from this dictionary here, we may write, let's say value equals to my dict, and then which value do we want to access? Let's say we want to access the name. Let's go ahead and print the value. So printing the value, so we are going to have marks. As you can see that we were able to access our elements inside our dictionary. Now what happens if we want to access the key which doesn't exist? For example, let's try to put last name here. We know that last name isn't in your dictionary, so what is going to happen? Let's go and save this. As if we try to print it here, see, we got key error that the dictionary doesn't have the last name, so we have to be careful there. Now dictionaries are mutable, so if you want to add or change items after its creation, let's say we have a dictionary, we have my dict, and say we want to add an email, and if we put this equals to, let's say it's max at xyz.com. now remember this is it is as a string. If we print here, we print my dict. If we print it here, as you can see, the first dictionary didn't have the email, but after adding an email, we were able to see our email is here. So as you remember, I said earlier that dictionaries are mutable, so we can add or remove elements from the dictionary. If we do the same thing again for the key which already exists, for example, let's try to change this here, say x max at xyz.com. So let's see what happens here. If we print this, we see the max at xyz was replaced by xmax. So we have to be careful here that if you create the element which already exists, is going to be overwritten. Now, if you want to delete items from our dictionary, we have several options. We can use the del method. We can del my dict and then put what we want to delete. Let's say we want to delete the name, and let's save this. If we print here, we see that the name is gone from our dictionary. We can also use the pop method. So we can use the pop method. Let's say my dict dot pop, and what we want to pop, let's say we want to pop the edge. So if we print this, we see that the edge is gone. Now we can use, or we can decide to use the PopItem method. So this removes the last inserted element from our dictionary. So we can say, so here we don't have to specify. We can just use PopItem. So if we PopItem, we see that the seat is being removed. As I said earlier, that if you use the PopItem method, this is going to remove the last inserted element. If you want to check if an element exists, you can use the if statement. We can use if, let's say name in my dict, then we have to print. Let's print, let's say my dict, and then let's print the particular name. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. So as you can see that our if function returns max, so that means that max is in our dictionary. Also, we can try to the try and except method. For example, instead of using the if statement, we may use the try. For example, let's write try, and let's say print my dict. Let's put a name here, and then let's accept that we print error. Let's say error. Let's go and save this, and if we run it here, I think we need to, yeah, so we have the max here because max is there. So if we just try to put last name here, we need to see the error. So if we print it here, we are going to have the error as we have specified. Okay, if you want to loop through the dictionaries, also you have several ways. For example, let's try to loop through our dictionary. For let's say for key in my dict. So let's print the keys, and if we print here, we are going to have all the keys. Okay, remember you can also say that, for example, you can use the dot key method. Here we can put my dict dot keys. We forgot the function here. Yes, now let's save this. Okay, now you see we are going to have the same results. Okay, you can also loop through the values. For example, let's say instead of using the key, we can use the values, and then here instead of dot keys, we say dot values. Okay, now here instead of printing the key, we print the values. Now if we go and save this, if we print it here, we are going to have the values as you can see them here. You can also decide to loop all through the values and through the keys. For example, you may decide to use all of them. So you may say for the, let's say for the keys and comma values in my dict. So here we don't say values, so my dict dot items, so let's print the keys comma values. Let's go ahead and save this. So if we print them here, we have the keys and the values all together. Now if you want to copy a dictionary, you have to be careful here. I can give you an example. Let's say here we say that my dict, let's go underscore copy, let's say equals to my dict. Now if we print here my dict copy, let's go and save this, we are going to have the original dictionary, which we have it here. Okay, now if we say my dict copy, let's try to add an email here, and then we give it equals to, let's say max at xyz.com. Let's go ahead and print a dictionary and print the original dictionary here. Now if we save here and let's go and print it here, so just look here, the first print function, you see it prints the dictionary with the email, and also the original dictionary contains the email. This is because both the copy dictionary and the original dictionary points to the same address. So to overcome this, we have to make a copy just by using the actual .copy method. So for example, if we put here .copy, if you save this and try to print here, so you see we have the original dictionary, the copy dictionary with the email, but the original dictionary doesn't contain the email. Also, you may decide to use the dict function, I mean the built-in dictionary function. So for example, here instead of using the copy, you may decide to use the dict like this and put this on, yes, like this. So if you save this, also we have the same results. Okay, now there is a useful method to match two dictionaries that is called update. Let's go and create our second dictionary. Let's say my dict2, and let's give it this to, let me just copy this and paste it here. Let's say the name equals to Hope, and say age equals to 27, and seat, let's say this is from New York. If we want to match these, we can match them by using the dot update. And so to see the different, let's add an email here to Max, and then let's give it to, it says Max at xyz.com. So now if we come here down, we can say my dict dot update, and we should update with the my dict2 here. Now if we print my dict, Save this. Let's see what you're gonna have here. So we have the second dictionary with the name overwritten, the age, and also the email address has been added. So that means that our first dictionary was updated to our second dictionary. So these names were changed by using the .update method. Now let's talk about other possible key types, which uses numbers as the keys and numbers as the values. For example, let's say we have a dictionary here, and this has, say, instead of strings we have numbers. For example, let's say we have 3, have 9, then we have 6, then we have 36, then we have 9, and we have 81. Okay, now let's print this dictionary first. If we print this, see, we have our dictionary here. Now if we want to access the values, let's say you write, for example, values, let's say equals to my dict, and you put here index 0. If you go ahead and print if you print the value here, let's see what is going to happen. So you see we have the key value error here, so we have to be careful here. So if you want to access the value, you need to put the actual number. For example, if you put number 3 here, the actual key, and try to save this. If we print here, so we have 9. Okay, so we can also use a tuple as a key for our dictionary. So not just numbers, we can try to the tuples. Let's say, okay, let's say just remove this here and put, let's say our dictionary equals to a tuple. Let's give it 8 and 7. So if we say my dict equals to, we say my tuple, and the value should be 15. Okay, so this is my tuple, a simple mistake here. Okay, now if we print this dictionary here, let's save, we are going to have, you see, we have a dictionary which contains a tuple inside. Okay, so tuples are possible, but we can't use list here because list, they are mutable. We can just try to use the list. For example, let's say, let's give this a list. Okay, if we go ahead and save this, if we print here, so we get this error, say that the type error unhashable type. So this is because that the tuples we used before, tuples are immutable. So if we put a immutable here, we don't have that an error. But if we put a list here, we're going to have the error because the list is mutable. So we have to be very, very careful here.